Let's welcome Angela.
Hi, I'm Angela, and I'm from the Department of Money and Banking. And today I'm doing my career prospecting on table sharing. And in total, I have 3 interviewees. So the first interviewee is John Chen, and he is graduated from the Department of Money and Banking, NCCU. So he's basically my school brother, like 40 years ago. And after graduation, he worked in EVA Air Financial Department, and when he joined them, it was like just founded, so they don't even have an airplane at that time. And after EVA Air Financial, working in financial department, he went to a Dai-ichi Kenyo Bank, which is a Japanese bank, and it later merged with different 2 Japanese banks into Mizuho Bank right now. And because we all know that working in Japanese industry, they requires a lot of like details and basic works. So in this Japanese bank, it requires that the workers should be a bank teller. Like they need to work at the counter for 2 years, and then they can work at different departments. And for this, because being a bank teller, they need to practice how to show the dollars like this. And one time he mentioned that when they are practicing showing the dollar in the meeting room, and their chief executive of the bank comes in and then show this like this to them, and like very perfectly. And he said that he has gone through all this before, and he's graduated from Daodaotian University, which is a really good university in Japan. But no matter where did you graduate or who you are, you need to work as a bank teller for 2 years when you enter the Dai-ichi Kenyo Bank. So I think it's fun. And after the Japanese bank, he went to the Far Eastern International Bank, and he specialized in international trade and foreign exchange, and also the risk management. And he's now currently a deputy chief executive of Far Eastern Bank of Hong Kong branch. And he is now in charge of operational risk, which is regulated in Basel Accords. And something that he mentioned, that he thinks that because he's now 60 years old right now, so he thinks that university is a place for him to train his logic and willpower, because some knowledge he learned in university is no longer used right now, or he forgot about them. But he thinks university is a place to train your willpower. And he thinks that we should develop a regular exercise base and habit, because he's now 60 years old. So he values this a lot. And also he values the ability to absorb and respond when you are working in a bank. And the next interviewee is Bob Chang, and he is graduated from the Department of Business Administration of Furen University. And he got his master's degree in University of Texas at Dallas. And he was studying MBA there, and he majors at MIS. And he works as a programmer at TDK Taiwan, a Japanese company, and also dealing with software company before as a programmer. But after working in these 2 different software company or computer company, he realized that like back in 30 years ago in Taiwan, or even now, like a software company only like values people that is graduated from the Department of Computer Science, but not MIS. And so he thinks that he will not get well paid there as the people graduated from computer science. So he switched his career into Far Eastern International Bank, and he worked there for 29 years old until right now. And he specialized in letter of credit, and also he later becomes a sales representative of OBU and business law. We call them corporate banking. And he is currently a chief executive of Far Eastern Bank of Hong Kong branch. So the first and the second interviewee is now actually co-workers right now. And some of his advice, he mentioned that he got the Citibank offer before, but when some of the friends work there mentioned that the Citibank is highly competitive, and people there think that climbing over through someone else's body is quite normal, and they're like cold-blooded even until now, he thinks. So he don't think this kind of competitive environment fits him, so he there rejected the offer. And also the computer skills that he learned in like studying MIS or something related is like no longer used right now because the technology has advanced throughout these 30 years like rapidly. So the skills that he learned in university are no longer used. And also he mentioned that one of the challenges he faced in work is that during the Asian financial crisis, and he is dealing with the Southeast Asian clients because he's working for like OBU, and because of the exchange rate issues, that many clients, due to this problem, they can't recover the bank. They can't pay back the funds that the bank loaned them. So this results the several tens of millions of losses to the bank of his clients. And after this accident, he kind of like, this kind of strike his confidence, although this is not his fault. Yes. And to be a sales representative, he thinks that he values the part-time job experience, but not the like academic job experience. Because when you are having a part-time job, you can have the chance to face the different types of customers, and you need to respond to their problem and solve their problems that immediately. And he thinks that this is important being a sales representative. And the third interviewee is Andy Yang, and he's graduated from the Department of Finance and Transaction at Deming Commercial College. And he has worked in a lot of banks before, including Xinguang Commercial Bank and Taixing Banks for 3 years, and Antai Commercial Bank for 6 years, and Taipei Star Banks for 10 years right now. And he's currently a sales supervisor of Taipei Star Bank. And being a sales supervisor, you are in charge of the sales. You need to run your clients and also the internal administrative management. And he specialized in business loan of small and medium enterprise, which is called the corporate banking. And the challenges he's facing right now is that the competition with big banks, because he's now at Taipei Star Bank, and this is the smallest bank in Taiwan right now. And he needs to compete with a lot of big banks like Taixing Banks or Xinguang Banks and a lot of banks in Taiwan. So this is the challenge he's facing right now. And after graduating, he has some advice also. And he thinks that after graduating, we can try to work as an ARM in frontline financial holding company, because working as an ARM, you can have the chance to know the boss or the important figures in this industry, and you can expand your horizon because of it. And second is that being a sales representative, they need to serve customers after work and on weekends. Like, this is quite normal to them, and there are no overtime pay. So I don't think that this fits my job career pursuit. And also being a sales, like, you need to be willing to work hard and learn, and you don't necessarily be really talkative or really flattering, but you need to read the nonverbal cues. So maybe your personality should be really discerning or perceptive. And the differences between my expectation and what I've learned from them is that first, the salary of the sales representative. Because the sales representative is divided into corporate banking and customer banking. And for corporate banking, they have their basic salaries plus the bonuses, and it is counted per year. But for the customer banking, they have bonuses that is counted per month, and they have to constantly promote the bank's project or some programs to the customers, and this is more competitive. And second one is job hopping is normal in banks, as we know, as I've shown the working experience of my interviewee. You can see that they have hopping through a lot of different banks because they are hopping for the better salary and benefits. Because when you are staying at the same position in the same bank for a long time, the salary increases will not really get much. So you are hopping through different banks for a better salary because you can have a better starting salaries when you start in different banks. And third one is customer banking is a no for me because I actually thought about being a customer relationship manager because through its name you don't know it's actually doing the like sales representative. I thought it was like managing some relationship with clients or like solving their problems like that. But actually they are doing like sales representative. And after the interviewing I have 2 interviewees of being sales representative. I don't think I like the lifestyles of sales representative and like their salary or they're competitive or they have no like work-life balance. So I don't think I fit being a sales representative. And I think this is the biggest gain I have learned from this interviewee by knowing what I don't want to do. Yes. And fourth one is the basic requirement in banks. Like normally they require a master's degree and some certifications as shown down here. So maybe if you want to go in the banks, you can get the certifications before. And here is a proof of my interview because I had my interview all on like, Google Meeting and I record all of my meetings. So I didn't like take extra photos, but I have the attendance report here. So thank you very much.
Very good. Can we start with any questions, comments, suggestions? Anything you'd like to find out? Maybe I can start with a question. I think it's great to talk to some of the senior people in the field. I just know how you approach them.
Because I don't have any internship right now, and I don't like know really like a lot of people in this industry. So I asked one of my mom's friends, and he has worked in the banks for like 30 years right now, but he retired. But he actually like introduced me some of his colleagues when he's working in Far Eastern Bank, and 3 of them are her like colleagues, and they are like 60s, and they works in a lot of banks, and they have a lot of working experience. And I also like independent, like personally talk to my mom's friend, but it's like a lot of details and content, so I didn't list it on the presentation.
Okay. Just to follow up, so how did you reach out to those people? I mean, for example, did you just get their contact information and you try to contact them in person?
Oh yeah. My mom's friends, like we will have regular like eat out. So I think we are quite close. So she like sent some of the colleagues line to me, and then I contact them, and she will trace our details, and her colleagues will like report them off. I did the interview with your friends right now, like this. So she helped me to trace how does my interview go.
I see. Good. Now, feel free to maybe ask questions or make comments. Please.
What are the certificates you need to enter the industry?
This is here. Here, he mentioned because a lot of the certifications are Taiwan certifications, so there are no like exact translation. So I list like insurance sales, properties, insurance sales, or trust operation personnel, or the basic test on financial markets and professional ethics like this. Some kind of certifications he mentioned. Like this is kind of like basic requirements when you enter bank.
maybe just to ask a question for the audience. You mentioned that master's degree is a basic requirement. So does that apply to even domestic banks like CTBC or?
Because like the master's degree is like more and more university are offering the master's degree right now, and it's like when you are like studying in this high level of education, you need to have like master's degree. He thinks that this is the really basic requirements because I asked about this and they don't. Actually, 3 of my interviewees didn't have only one has the master's degree, but because they are like 60 or 50 years old right now, so back when they're studying, the master's degree are not that popular, and it's hard to get a master's degree because there are really like few schools. So we think that because we are have more and more schools right now, so the master's degree is becoming the normal and basic requirements when you are entering banks.
Thank you for sharing. And I wonder, would you prefer to work for domestic bank or a foreign bank?
Right now, I will think foreign banks because I'm considering like going exchange with next year. So I think I want to like expand my horizon when working abroad. So I think I will consider foreign banks and like enjoying something with foreigners or the clients like that.
Good. So any others? Right, if not now, then thank you very much for sharing.